Lock the hatch. Lock it now. 3 Navy cadets slam the training deck hatch, laughing, pointing through the window at the female cadet they just locked outside. Rain pouring, lightning striking, storm conditions that grounded all training exercises, except they left her out there on purpose. Let's see how tough she really is. Cadet Morrison laughs, but here's what they don't expect. The woman doesn't bang on the hatch, doesn't beg to be let in, just walks to the training equipment, starts doing pull-ups in the storm. Perfect form, 0 complaints. Inside, the 3 cadets watch through the window. She's actually doing it, one says. She'll quit in 5 minutes. Morrison replies, nobody trains in lightning, but Cadet Emma Walsh keeps going. Pull-ups, push-ups, running the deck in the downpour, like the storm doesn't exist. 30 minutes later, she's still going. What the hell is wrong with her? But here's what changes everything. A helicopter appears through the storm. Not a training bird, a combat helicopter. Black, no markings, lands on the deck. The storm that grounded everything doesn't stop this pilot. 8-man exit, full tactical gear, moving like predators, every one of them radiating dangerous competence. Navy SEALs. Morrison's smile disappears. Why are SEALs here? The SEAL team approaches Emma. The lead operator, callsign Reaper, extends his hand. She grips it. They exchange words nobody inside can hear. Then Reaper looks at the locked hatch, at the 3 cadets watching through the window. His expression isn't angry, it's calculating, like he's assessing threats. We might have a problem, Morrison whispers. Here's where everything changes. Reaper walks to the hatch, doesn't knock, just stares through the window at the 3 cadets, points at the lock. Morrison's hands shake as he opens it. Which one of you locked that hatch? Reaper's voice is calm, terrifying calm. Sir, we were just I asked which one. Morrison raises his hand. It was me, sir. But it was just a joke. Yeah, a joke. Yes, sir. We were hazing the new but what Reaper says next stops him cold. Do you know who she is? She's just a cadet, sir. Her name is Petty Officer First Class Emma Walsh, Navy SEAL. First female to complete BUD, SN How Weak. Call sign, Valkyrie. The 3 cadets go wide. Here's what you need to understand about that revelation. Emma isn't a cadet. She's an active SEAL who requested to go through officer candidate school. The Navy put her in with regular cadets without identifying her background, to see how she'd handle it. Sir, we didn't know. You didn't know because you didn't ask. You saw a woman and assumed she was weak. Reaper gestures to Emma, still doing pull-ups in the rain. Valkyrie, get in here. Emma drops from the bar, walks to the hatch. Not rushed, not seeking shelter, just following orders. She's soaked, hair plastered to her face, but she's not shivering, not complaining, just standing at attention. Valkyrie, these cadets want to know why you didn't bang on the hatch. Emma looks at the 3 cadets. Because complaining wouldn't have changed the situation. So you train instead? Yes, Chief. But here's what Reaper reveals next. Valkyrie completed Hell Week with a stress fracture in her leg. Didn't tell anyone until after graduation. You know why? The cadets shake their heads. Because SEALs don't quit when things get hard. They find ways to continue the mission. Morrison tries to apologize. Ma'am, we're sorry. We didn't realize about what Emma says next defines her. You're not sorry I'm a SEAL. You're sorry you got caught hazing me. No. That's not up. If I was just a regular cadet, would you be apologizing? Silence. The answer is obvious. Exactly. But here's where the real lesson begins. Reaper addresses all 3 cadets. You 3 just failed your most important test, and you don't even know what it was. Sir, leadership isn't about rank. It's about character. You saw someone you could bully and you took the opportunity. He points at Emma. She saw an opportunity to train in conditions nobody else would use. That's the difference between you and her. Morrison looks desperate. Sir, what can we do to fix this? You can start by understanding what you did wrong, but what happens next teaches them more than any lecture. Reaper turns to Emma. Valkyrie, we have a problem. Training mission in 12 hours. One of our operators is in sick bay. We need someone who can fill in. Emma's expression doesn't change. What's the mission profile? Maritime boarding. Hostile vessel. Unknown number of combatants. I'm qualified. I know. That's why we're here. Here's what the cadets are witnessing. Emma isn't being rescued by SEALs. She's being recruited for a mission because she's one of them. The operators who landed in the storm didn't come to save her. They came because they needed her expertise. Gear up. Briefing in 1 hour. Emma nods, starts to leave, then stops, looks at the 3 cadets. You wanted to see how tough I really am. Watch the mission briefing. Learn something. 1 hour later. The 3 cadets sit in on the classified SEAL team briefing. They're not supposed to be there, but Trooper allowed it. We have intelligence on a cargo vessel being used for human trafficking. 40 hostages. Unknown number of hostiles. We board at 03:00 hours. Reaper pulls up tactical diagrams. Valkyrie, you're breacher. First through the door. Emma studies the layout. No recorders. Limited maneuver space. We'll need flashbangs and suppressed weapons. Agreed. Martinez, you're her backup. Another SEAL nods. Copy that. But here's what the cadets learn from watching. Emma isn't treated differently because she's a woman. She's treated as an equal because she's earned it. The team discusses tactics without any condescension. Just professional operators planning a dangerous mission. Questions? Reaper asks. Emma points at the vessel diagram. Hostages are being held in the cargo hold. 2 access points. If we breach the main hatch, hostiles might execute hostages before we can secure them. Alternative, we breach through the ventilation system, drop directly into the hold, eliminate threats before they can react. The team considers this. Vents are narrow, 20-inch diameter. I'll fit. So will Martinez. Here's what you need to understand about that exchange. Emma just proposed a tactical approach that requires her to crawl through air ducts into a hostile situation. Not because she's trying to prove herself, because it's the best tactical option. Reaper approves. Valkyrie takes point through the vents. Martinez follows. Rest of the team secures the main access. We go on her signal. The cadets watch this planning, seeing real special operations preparation, understanding that Emma's not playing soldier, she's one. 12 hours later, the mission launches. The 3 cadets aren't allowed to watch, but they get the after-action report. Team inserted successfully. Emma and Martinez crawled through ventilation shafts, dropped into the cargo hold while hostiles were distracted by the main team's approach. Eliminated 4 threats before they could react. Secured 40 hostages. 0 friendly casualties. 0 hostage casualties. Mission duration, 7 minutes. The next day, Emma returns to Officer Candidate School. Walks into the classroom still wearing her tactical gear. The entire class stands at attention. She's not a cadet anymore. Everyone knows. Morrison approaches after class. Ma'am, I owe you a real apology. You already apologized. That was because I got caught. This is because I understand what I did wrong. Here's where Morrison's growth shows. I didn't lock you out because you couldn't handle the rain. I locked you out because I was afraid you were better than me, and I was right. Emma nods. What are you going to do about it? Learn from it. Become the kind of officer who judges people by their capability, not their gender. That's a start, but what happens next defines Emma's real purpose. 2 weeks later, Emma graduates from Officer Candidate School. Top of her class, receives her commission as an ensign, but she doesn't return to SEAL team immediately. She requests a different assignment. Training instructor for officer candidates. Why? Reaper asks. We need you in the field. You need me more in the classroom. Teaching future officers not to make the mistakes Morrison made. Teaching them not to underestimate people. Teaching them to recognize capability when they see it, regardless of who's demonstrating it. 6 months later, Ensign Emma Walsh stands before a new class of officer candidates, her SEAL trident prominently displayed, her reputation preceding her. My name is Ensign Walsh. Call sign, Valkyrie. Some of you might have heard about what happened on the training deck 6 months ago. Every cadet has heard the story. 3 cadets locked me outside during a storm. I train instead of complaining. A SEAL team arrived for a mission and recruited me. We saved 40 hostages. She pauses, but that's not the important part of the story. The cadets lean forward. The important part is what those 3 cadets learned. They learned that leadership means judging people by their capability, not their appearance. For the next 16 weeks, Emma transforms 80 officer candidates into leaders who understand that true strength isn't about physical power or gender. It's about character under pressure. This is leadership under adversity. You will face situations where your troops are being mistreated. Your job isn't to ignore it. Your job is to address it. She teaches them what Morrison learned the hard way. This is recognizing capability. You will serve with people who don't look like traditional warriors. Your job is to judge them by their performance, not your prejudices. She shows them what real leadership looks like. On graduation day, Reaper addresses the class. Your instructor didn't just teach you military tactics, she taught you how to be leaders worthy of the people you'll command. But here's the real victory. 1 year later, 3 of Emma's students face situations where their troops are being hazed or underestimated. All 3 remember her lessons. All 3 intervene immediately. 1 stops a hazing incident. 1 recognizes exceptional capability in an unlikely soldier. 1 creates an environment where performance matters more than prejudice. 9 situations. 3 correct leadership decisions. 3 better units because of it. That evening, Reaper finds Emma, not in the classroom, planning her next SEAL mission. You're going back to the teams? I never left. Teaching is part of the mission. Most operators choose field or classroom, not both. Most operators didn't get locked in a storm and turn it into a teaching moment. Here's what you need to understand about Valkyrie. She didn't become a SEAL to prove women can do it. She became a SEAL because she could do it better than most. And when cadets tried to break her, she turned their attempt into a lesson that changed how the Navy trains its leaders. Remember Emma Walsh when you see someone being underestimated and excluded, someone being tested unfairly by people afraid of their capability. Real warriors don't complain when locked out, they train in the storm, and when they come back, they bring lessons that change everything. Emma never needed the SEALs to rescue her. She needed them to show everyone else who she really was. With a call sign earned in hell week and proven in a storm,